What's up guys, it's Roger and welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be teaching you how to use your blink in Trials of Osiris on Javelin 4. Now it's been a pretty sweaty weekend so far. I mean, it's only day one, but people are going crazy. They are just meta abusing the heck out of everything they can. Solar 3.0, Worm Husk, and Layman Arcs, and Loreley Splendors, and oh, it's all over the place. But you know, that's just every weekend, right? So we know how to deal with it by now, and I'm kind of done complaining about it for the second. So why don't we go ahead and look at the build. So I wanted to go for a hand cannon this week, and I actually have two crafted weapons on. The first one is going to be this Austringer right here. Now I have to level 15 right now. Once I get it to level 16, I can get my Eye of the Storm enhanced, and I'm very excited for that. But right now we have Eye of the Storm and Rangefinder. That's just going to give us a lot of extra range. And once we have Eye of the Storm proc, we get the low health, we get more accuracy and handling. And that's very, very nice. You really feel in that procs, and it helps you pull out those gunfight wins when you are in those 1v1s or even 1v2s sometimes. After that, I do have Hammer Forge rounds for some extra range and Ricochet rounds just for some stability in range. I want this thing to be able to shoot as far as possible. You see I have 71 range on there. And that's very, very nice. I do love 140 hand cannons, but I haven't been using them as much lately just because my shot has felt a little bit off with hand cannons. But throughout the day, my shot has come online, and I have started to hit some very nice 3-taps and whatnot. And I'm starting to feel good with the hand cannons again, so I'm excited to keep using them. Pairing with that, we have the Without Remorse shotgun. Like I said, we are on that double crafted loadout. I almost have this thing to level 30. Once I do, I can get that sweet, sweet Trials shader on it, so I'm excited for that. But what do I have on here? Well, I have a small bore and accurized rounds. It's going to give us some extra range and stability from those two. I have hipfire grip. That's going to give us greatly increased accuracy, stability, and precision hit targeting when firing from the hip. That is enhanced, so we love to see that. And then I have Fragile Focus. We get 20 extra range when we're out of combat for a few seconds, which is very, very nice on something like a lightweight frame shotgun, especially with the recent range nerfs. That makes this thing an absolute beast. And last but not least, we have Extrovert, so we can get final blows while near multiple combatants. We immediately can trigger some health restoration, so that's nice to have as well. And then I have freehand grip on here. This is going to pair with that hipfire grip, just so we can get that extra hipfire stuff. I am always going to advise you to aim down sights with your shotguns before you shoot if you can, but for something like this that doesn't have snapshot or whatnot, it is nice to just be able to hipfire when you need to and have it be more consistent. I've had people say that hipfire is a waste of time, you don't need it. I could put threat detector on, but honestly, I don't really care because you'll see I have a mod on that helps with the handling and whatnot anyways. And coming out of your blink, you get 100 handling when you have your astrocyte on, so that basically quick draws out my shotgun, and that is most of the time when I'm pulling it out. I never really have problems with it, so for now, I'm going to keep running this roll. But whatever you guys like to use, go ahead and use. For our heavy, we're going to have the Half-Truth sword down here with Eager Edge on it, of course, so we can slash across our enemies. And let's move on to our mods. So on the helmet here, I have a hand cannon targeting and a Nightmarish Opulence. As far as I know, this works in PvP, and that's just going to increase the effect of the Extrovert origin trait, which is the origin trait on our Without Remorse. That gives it that extra burst of healing when we get kills while we're surrounded by combatants. On the gloves here, I have Quick Charge and Shotgun Dexterity, just so we can pull that shotgun out even faster. Since we do have the secondary perk activated with Quick Charge here, that's going to give us 20 extra handling to our shotgun, so we can pull that out even quicker. And then the Shotgun Dexterity mod right here will decrease the animation time it takes to actually pull out our shotgun, so you can't go wrong with that either. Whatever we can do to get that shotgun out faster, we like to see it. On our vest here, we have some unflinching hand cannon aim, and then I have a melee damage resistance. I don't know if this works in PvP, you guys can let me know. There's so many little mods that work in PvE but don't work in PvP, and I don't know at the time. I wish they would put just a little disclaimer on these things, like on the bottom right, that just says works in PvP, not PvE, because it just says reduces incoming damage from combatants that are at point blank range. Okay, that doesn't tell me if it works everywhere, if it only works in some places, because there are several mods like that where they work some places and don't work others, and I just wish they would put some clarification on those, but you guys can let me know what the case is. After that, we just have a bunch of stat boost and whatnot on our boots here. I should put a shotgun holster on, I'll do that later, but I had some SMG on from the last build that I was using. And then down here on the Bond, we have 2 utility kickstart mods. Go ahead, put your stuff to stasis, and you can grab these bad boys. When your class ability energy is fully expended, you gain class ability energy, so you use your rift, and you can just start booming it straight back up to 100 with these bad boys right here. High energy fire, of course, so when we do get that charge of light, we can smack even harder than usual. Let's go ahead and hop into our Void 3.0. Now, I just switched Nova Bomb Vortex. I did have Nova Warp on, but man, I'm just not getting it at all today. Even when I go to 4-4 matches and I'm doing pretty good at slaying out, I'm just not getting it. It takes way too long, and that's the unfortunate part. If you're on something like a couple weeks ago, we had distant shore, those were very, very long rounds. Every single round, everyone was holding back with pulse rifles and snipers. These rounds do go a little faster, so you're not really going to get to those big roaming supers as much. So I would suggest just putting on a Nova Bomb, because you will be able to actually get those and get some use out of your super in the match. We have a Healing Rift here, Blink, Pocket Singularity, and then an Axion Bolt. So I am using Axion Bolts this week. I've been using this a little more recently, and if you have a high enough discipline, they're really not that bad. I am 89 discipline, so not too bad for me on the cooldown. And these are very, very nice. I'll show you in a lot of the clips for getting your enemy out of position and being able to chase them away. And you can either follow those Axion Bolts up with your own damage and take them out while they're distracted, or you can just let them get out of position and then reposition yourself to have the more advantageous area of the map claimed for yourself. For our aspects here, we have Feed the Void, that's going to give us Devour and 2 fragment slots, and then Shout of the Old Gods, or as we call them around here, Clarence, and that's also going to give us 2 fragment slots. For our fragments, Echo of Dilation, as always. While crouch, you're going to get that very fine-tuned radar, and we love to see that, and that's also going to let us sneak faster. We also get 10 mobility and intellect from this, so you can't go wrong with those raw stats. After that, we're going to have Echo of Persistence, just so our Devour goes from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. These are 2 fragments that I use every single week, almost no matter what, because they are just so good. I never take these 2 off, and that is also why I like to use this aspect combination, because it gives us 4 fragment slots, so that means I can run these 2 as my always fragments, and then have 2 wild cards. Now, because I have the Axions on, I like to kind of buff them as best as I can, so this lingering grenade effect right here from the Echo of Remnants is going to let our Axions chase for even longer. That's a very nice thing to have. And then, last but not least, we have Echo of Expulsion, so when we get those Void ability final blows, it's going to make people go boom even more, and another 10 intellect on there. You can't go wrong, although intellect doesn't do as much for your supers nowadays, and you don't need any more than 60 intellect, but hey, still nice to have those raw stats. A couple of things before we get into the gameplay. Yesterday, I released a solo player's guide to trials. I would very much recommend going and checking that out. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I would really appreciate if you would go and check that out. I will leave it in the top right of the screen right now, and I'll put it on the end screen for you, so when you finish this video, you can go ahead and watch that one. It's not that long, and it's full of great information and good humor as well. Besides that, if you guys want to join the clan, Blink Enthusiasts, it's set to open. Go ahead and join. I'd love to have you. And last but not least, we are on our way to 10k subs right now, so if you feel like you want to sub at any point during the video, I'd very much appreciate it. All that being said, we are ready to get into this gameplay, so let's go ahead and hop into it. So starting on our first clip here, what you're going to see is I'm a couple rounds in. Now, I usually don't go out to the outside of the map, but sometimes I like to go for a flank, and you can see right here it didn't work out that well because they were actually ready for it. Now, when they are ready for it, it's okay, slap a rift down like this, and I actually have my teammates backing me up, which means I could turn around because they weren't watching their radars, and take this guy out and flick over to this other guy as well, and Lorelei Splinter is going to smack my cheeks with that little fire pool left behind, but that's okay. Watch your radar, pay attention, see where those enemies are, and I usually play somewhere like this. You can see right here I'm actually just aiming outside my shotgun because my sense felt off, so I was kind of just getting myself more used to that. But this is a place where I really like to sit when I play mid. I put a rift down right here, and I peek towards mid, watch my dilation radar, and just check where they are. Flicked over to that guy, hit some nice shots on him, sent Clarence out, and my teammate actually took him out. And I was looking for this last guy, saw him on radar, and decided, why not just get the heavy ammo? That's what I did, and I slashed forward 2 times, and was able to smack him in half. I love to get those little sword kills, always a very satisfying way to go. Now again, push forward here, smack your rift down right here, that's going to let you 3 peek, and you can see if anybody's jumping up, just like that guy did, or if they're over to your right, wherever they may be, and if you have an Axion Bolt, you can throw those ahead. We'll see that in some future rounds, but for right now, you're just putting the rift down there. Now this guy was running away, and this is 4-1 already, and I didn't want to die to him. He had a Jotun, and he almost shot at me there, so I just blinked above him and let myself fall down on top of his head. I knew he wouldn't adjust in time, especially with that gun, to actually kill me. Now I saw them a little bit forward here. I threw my Axion Bolt. When it gets no tracks like that, then you know that they're not in the radius of the Axion Bolt. This guy was so tunnel visioned with his gun that he didn't even know I was running up on him, but he eventually figured it out, and you can just see, God, I hate Solar so much, because that healing right there, absolutely insane, but was still able to take him out with some nice shots. Make sure you're switching to the right guns, because if I had my shotgun out the entire time there, I probably would have died. See, that's the Axion I like to throw when I start on this side of the map. You go there, snipers love sitting where I threw that Axion Bolt, 2 Axions chase out, and it makes the enemies have to reposition so hard that you can get that first pick while they're getting chased or damaged by that Axion Bolt, and it's just beautiful. And that Axion Bolt right there single-handedly allowed me to set up the entire round like that, let me flank around, and just win that first round outright, and it's so beautiful. Now this Titan was rushing me so much the entire game, and you can see why we love Blink, because I got to B-site first, and he had no chance of getting to B-site before me, because Blink is just such the fastest movement option in the game, and that's why we love it. Now I decided to go aggressive on this, even though I only had 1 shotgun bullet, smacked this guy and went for the res. Had to pull out my hand cannon, but remember, you have pretty good hip fire, especially if you're that close, so I hit fired him twice. Clarence was doing his ticks of damage and weakening him, and gave him a good smack straight to the face. That took him out and won us that round. 4-3 here, so I wanted to finish this game out, and there's this Titan again. He really wants to rush forward to me. Throw an Axion on his cheeks and just backed myself up because I saw on my radar there's a bunch of people tracking onto me here. Now this guy tried to get out, and it was almost made me drop that kill because of his hunter dodge there, but luckily I survived with the slimmest margins of HP, and was able to push myself towards my teammates. I knew I was leaving a res, but I knew that we could swap reses, get our teammate up, and take theirs out and give it to a 3v3 to a 3v2, and that's exactly what we did. Took a shot at this guy, but unfortunately couldn't hit him, but that's okay. I decided just to blink forward, use my lightweight frame shotgun while I was moving so I could move faster, blink forward into this guy, shot him backwards with the melee, and then shot him, and yes, they did bag first. That's the only reason I bagged. I only bag if it's in retaliation. So, just so you know. Threw an Axion out there. Unfortunately, I didn't read my radar the best, and they were actually towards the mid. They went Narc spam coming out strong, but I got some good shots on him and got a clearance out there, which let my teammate pick up that kill. Now, I was watching my radar and saw this guy behind me, was able to smack him, and watched the last guy was on my radar right behind me. I could either turn on him with a shotgun, or I could fall back and use my hand cannon. I chose the latter of those two, and was able to 3-tap him beautifully. A nice Axion right here is going to make them kind of disperse, take damage, just like that guy took 81 damage right there, and then I could shoot at his buddy. Slid out, he was trying to snipe me, so I took one headshot on him, and then went towards his teammates. You can see I never aim down sights too long, because that's going to make your radar go away, and you don't want to get tunnel visioned. Make sure you're only aiming down sights for the most 3 or 4 seconds at max, so that you can stop, take a peek at your radar, and then keep going. Got up behind that guy, smacked him with a shotgun melee, flew up behind this guy, and knew I had one more bullet to kill him, so I just walked around the corner slowly and smacked him. No matter how good his Icarus dashes were, I knew he couldn't get around that corner before I could take one more shot at him and finish him off. Slid in here, put a rift down. This is also another part of the map. I like to have a rift down. Took some good shots at him, which got my clearance out there, and then I threw an Axion. He got out of range of it, so it didn't track, but I knew that he wasn't close enough on top of B-site there, which made me got aggressive with that blink. Teammates did enough damage. I finished off with one punch to the cheeks and flew in with my shotgun, which is a beautiful map onto this man. Knock him out, reload the shotgun, and I'm looking towards my last teammate where he died, and luckily he did enough damage that I could easily one-tap that guy and just finish that round off for us. Again, a nice rift here can be a great setup, get you some overshield, get you some healing, and when a nade like that flies in, you're basically fine, but that is a really good nade that guy threw right there. You can see I blink right through it. If you blink through a nade like that, you're not going to take any damage from it. Same thing goes for something like a Titan shield. I blinked behind this guy, and it was still round 1 of the match, so he wasn't so used to my blink plays yet, so he wasn't aware of how far out I was going to be. Most people hunter jump past there, warlocks dash out, or whatever it may be. They're not going to be as far as I was with my blink when they go to challenge me right there. Good shots on this guy. He did hunter dodge away, but his teammate took over the peaks, but I was able to tap him real nice, go right back to his teammate, and that's what I'm saying. I was starting to get my hand cannon shots on point, and it felt real nice to get those kills. Now I was looking outside, watching my radar here, threw an Axion bolt, which did start tracking onto this guy. Got a 3-tap on him, but he barely didn't die. Hate to see that, but a 3-tap on this guy will kill, and we like to see how potent clearance is right here. He locked that area down, let my teammate get a beautiful flank, and since they're all weakened and already have so much damage on them, teammate had an easy cleanup. I fly in with a shotgun just for the in-case damage that we might need it, and it was just a beautiful cleanup on that round. We love Clarence when he does that thing. Now you can see here Clarence does fuck up sometimes though. He gets stuck on the little middle part there and he's just useless, so that sucks, but I still wanted to go in with a shotgun, whiffed that first shot, but was able to get my Devour procced off my melee kill, which let me switch off to my hand cannon and smack that last guy as he slid at me. Now, again, I like setting up here, grab Clarence, throw the Axion ult, and I shouldn't have peeked that sniper so slow, but since I had the Axion going onto him, I knew he either had to keep aiming on me and I could hit enough shots to probably kill him in combination with the Axion, or he had to reposition. Now, he unfortunately didn't die at first, but his teammate did when I 3-tapped him right there. Flew in with a shotgun because I knew that I could take him out if he wanted to go for his teammate's res, and then I did just that. Looking for this last guy, and he had the hunter movement on point, so he was all over the place. Barely couldn't finish him off, but I knew my best shot was to res my teammate and then get aggressive. One headshot there, and I figured he would still be one shot, but of course, hunter healing, so he was almost back to the point where he was regenerating shields, but I was able to get him with some nice shots there and finish that round off. He was a squirmy, greasy little guy, but I finished him off eventually. Looking at my radar here, I was just seeing when the enemies wanted to push. Again, not getting too tunnel vision. Wanted to check my radar and see where they were, and I was able to slide in and take some nice shots on this guy. I was just going to let Clarence finish him off, but I decided to take that one last shot with the hand cannon and do it myself. Now my teammate got a nice shots on there, but unfortunately the other teammate got smacked. So I decided to get aggressive before he could come and try to get any of these other reses, and was able to get some nice shots. And even in the middle of a hunter dodge, I tracked onto his head and finished him off. Always be ready for those hunter dodges. Know who you're going into a gunfight with. If it's a hunter, be ready. Now here, I encountered some cheaters. You might have noticed that looked kind of sus right there. He kind of teleported a bit, and it turns out these guys were like really lag abusing, especially the guy named Bricey right there. He was lag abusing like crazy. So he would hit his shots perfectly on you. He had no downsides from the lag that he was getting, and you'll see right there, whoop, he kind of teleports backwards there. But it was very good for him because you'll see he starts teleporting around, and I started recording because I was like, what the fuck? You can see it right there, and he's just teleporting around the screen, and I was like, yeah, this isn't quite right. You can see I smack his teammate there, so I decided to get a little aggressive, and then of course I get mapped by this guy, and you can see right there, that's the best I can show. So he's constantly moving like that, and of course when his hitbox is just moving 6 feet in either direction, just randomly teleporting, it's going to be pretty hard to kill him, but he has no downsides from moving around like that. His aim is always in the same spot for him, so he's able just to smack you really easily, and it's so scummy. But my teammate's got a great smack right there. This Vappa kid that was on my team, he was a great sniper, and he was hitting amazing hits, great headshots throughout this entire match, even when they were lagging around like that. And I really didn't want to lose these guys when I saw how scummy they were. I did check when I was loading into the match, and they are 3 stacks, so all 3 of them are stacked together, so clearly they're just 3 scumbags, and I was really annoyed. I hate seeing cheaters, and especially just outright dirty shit like this. It's just so annoying, and it really ruins any kind of integrity of the match, so I wanted to smack him. Got a nice Axion out there, and I knew I had time to put a rift down, so that's what I did. Slap that, grab clearance, and my teammate went crazy on these guys. Since he went so crazy, I took a peek with him and was able to finish both of them off, and it was a beautiful, nice start to that round. Looking for the last guy, but he was already dead, so hey, happy about that. We got ourselves to a 2-2 there. Coming into this nice, what is this, 5th round, we're looking towards diamond doors, and I knew they really like to play inside these hallways. I think with the lag, it was really nice for them to have confined quarters as well, so, you know, just as scummy as they can be. But he didn't take into account that I could smack him in the face with a void melee and blow his ass sky high. Took him out there. He was the worst one. This guy, you'll see, I do kill him there, but see how it's kind of like a second late before it really registers that I kill? So all of them were kind of doing the lag thing, but that Bricey kid was the one who was super abusing it and teleporting all around the map. Just really, really annoying. And we didn't want to lose, though. Clearly my teammates really wanted to win as well, so we were sticking it out as hard as we can. Brought it to 3-3 here, and again, he had that crazy map. Didn't really lag too much there, but still annoying as hell. But my teammates, like I said, hit that nice sniper shot, got me res, and we were back to a 3v2. You'll love to see it. I had some nice shots on this guy. He backs up a little bit, and we were just looking to take this out. And you see on the top of the screen right now, little stinker had to rage quit. He got so mad that he wasn't able to cheat his way out of this one, so he rage quit. And look who follows right behind him. His friend rage quits too. I smacked this guy and I said, all right, you're getting these greasy balls in your face today, brother. No, you're not going to cheat in my match. It's so funny how they were 3 stacked, yet they all like left individually, so I could imagine they just alt F4 in one at a time. And you see this guy on the edge of the map. He was looking to frickin' game end himself, but I said, you know, I'm getting the glory of killing you last. I'm going to shove these, you know, slimy little balls straight in your face, and it was real nice to smack those cheaters, make them rage quit, and actually get the win there. Really love to see that. Coming back to your regular scheduled real gameplay, you can see beautiful Axiom Bolt right there when you start, chases both of those guys out, and actually smacks one with the combination of my hand cannon shot. Smack this guy, and then, yeah, I'm not even going to show you the rest of that match because my teammates actually threw that round, and it was really disappointing, so I don't even want to relive that. You can see here I get an Axion because I was like, oh, well, it might be close enough, but nope, they're all the way down there, and they are just spraying me down. Now, I had sword, so I wanted to use it. I wanted to get clearance on these guys. I had some nice taps, and I couldn't believe that last guy, he didn't die from those taps there, so it kind of blew me away. But I got the sword out, got some nice swipes on him, and I learned something new today, which is that if you swipe through a Titan shield, it just hits the shield and won't hit the Guardian. So keep that in mind for yourselves, and oh yeah, my teammates did throw that round as well, because yeah, that's my luck with teammates most of the time. But keep that in mind about the sword. I didn't know that, and I was, you know, just ecstatic to find that out. Great moves, Bungie. Got some nice 3 taps on that guy. I knew he was going to keep repeaking it because he was aiming down sights with his sniper there, and he really wanted to get me. Waited till my teammate did a little more damage, and I got close enough with the shotgun and took that man's out right there. Blinking on the B, I like to go behind cover sometimes, just especially if I know they like to combat B, which I knew these guys love to fight on B. My teammates both got smacked, unfortunately, but I knew he was probably out of sniper ammo if he smacked both of them, but I did see he had a little bit right there, but some nice shots from me was able to get him really low. I didn't want to get hit by that nade, so I res my teammate and went aggressive with the shotgun. Smacked this guy, and he actually didn't die in one shot, which blew me away, but all I had to do was smack his teammate and punch him in the ass cheek, and that knocked him out of contention and won us that round. You can see here they were taking really good team shots on me, very good by the enemy, to group up on me, and I did so much damage spread out on all 3 of these stinky little boys, and I was like, seriously, none of them are dying. My teammates started pushing forward, but I had to reload, so I was hoping he just didn't get too aggressive and die before I was able to push with him. I spawned clearance and knew I wanted to push these guys. Luckily, I had some nice shots, and a great trip mine from the teammate there set that guy back with clearance on his cheeks. I wanted to take a range battle, but when I saw this shield in front of me, I knew I could blink through it using it as cover and get behind these guys and absolutely smack them with a shotgun, so that's exactly the opportunity I took, and it was a beautiful finish to that round. Now coming in here, you can see they really like playing mid, lay my Narc spam, of course, what else are we looking at? Put my Rift down, grab Clarence, and I threw my melee out there because that was a Behemoth Stasis Titan, and he really liked to rush and just freeze you and then, you know, do Titan things, so most of the time I was just ready to blow him back and get him away from me. But I did go close quarters here. This guy decided to run forward, and Biz Titan, you know, the way of the world nowadays, slid in onto this second guy here, but he wasn't quite peeking that lane like I thought he would be. Saw this guy, so I wanted to get aggressive with my shotgun, and I thought, hey, I just got 2 picks, right? There's no way my teammates throw this round. But then I realized that my name is Roger, and that's not the life that I live, you know, and sure enough, there you go, there's the video proof of how they act when I still get 2 picks for them. They do that. The Axion isn't always going to work when you have this start, and you can see right there nobody was close enough, but the nice thing about having about 90 discipline is that it comes back pretty quickly, so don't worry about it if you happen to whiff one. Now this guy was kind of getting away from it. I saw Clarence go in, so I wanted to get a little bit aggressive, get a nice angle on them, so I decided to go here, hold down, and I saw Clarence taking a lot of damage on them, weakening them, so I went forward. Peeked out here, and blinked right behind this guy. He didn't even know where the fuck he was. He thought he was in Kentucky, but he was down in New Orleans, and I was able to smack him in the back. Now looking for these guys, they love to play mid here, so I was just kind of waiting for that, but they kind of fell back. I wanted to get aggressive with a shotgun because we won round 1, but this guy was falling way back. I barely couldn't get that last hit before he went behind cover, and I wanted to get aggressive with a shotgun on him, and that's exactly what I did. You can see how much health he had back when I came around that corner, just because, you know, we love solar. But then you can see my hand cannon shot was on point here, and I smacked these guys so hard in combination with my teammate. Ooh, it felt good, and let me tell you, this Sean teammate, he was going off. Now this is the last clip, and it is a very long one. I actually got a Nova Warp here, and I do kind of whiff my Nova Warp. It was the only Nova Warp I got all day, so I was out of practice, and it was chalked as fuck, and either way, you know, don't worry about that too much. But since this is our last clip, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more in the future. I do daily videos, and of course, you know you're going to have some more Trials content coming out from your boy every weekend and for the rest of this one as well. Like I said earlier, go check out my video I did yesterday. All of this video you see that I'm doing solo plays, so I love playing solo in Trials, and I made an entire guide teaching you how to play solo Trials as well. Whether you're a beginner or you are a seasoned veteran, I can probably give you some good tips in that video to help you on your way a little bit. So, thank you guys for watching, and as you can see here, I was like, it's 4-4, I might as well try for the 1v3 here, and I did almost get my Nova Warp charge, so that's what I was kind of waiting for, try to get some wipes with this Nova Warp, because they used all their supers for the most part. So I popped it here. Unfortunately, that trip mine was really good. I just went for the teammate res, and I just wanted to pop on this guy and actually get a kill, but he was really smart to back up, and I was like, alright, I need to get at least 1 kill with this thing. I did 1 shift, and then blinked forward, smacked this one guy, and I wanted to get the second guy, but I barely couldn't get another smack off, so I threw my Axion bolt there. I was trying to get enough hand cannon shots that I could finish him off, but he got a golden blade barrage and just smacked my teammates, so on 4, but hey, what are you gonna do? That's all for me now though, so have a great day, Guardians.